Good evening, good afternoon, potentially good morning. I need to check the time. Good afternoon. Today is all about what I just did for my bulk and what I think is the best bulk stack, and I'll tell you why, versus what I did last summer, what I'm going to do again this summer, how I'm going to up the ante this coming summer for my shred, which is undeniably the best shred stack. You could say after we're done with this video that there's better bulk stacks. That's fine. I will take offense if you say that the shred stack is not the best. So I'm going to get into the bulk first. And we're going to go into different side quests here too, so stay along with me on like how to preserve your health and why I do things the way I do. Number one, when it comes to bulking, I've only done 2 bulks in my life. This one, and I did one a few years ago. When you do a bulk, you have to understand you're going to put a radical amount of muscle on your body in a short amount of time. If you do that year in and year out, you will die at a younger age. It is a statistical fact, it is a probability, not a possibility, that you will die at a younger age because you are tacking on so much more muscle that your heart didn't sign up for all that weight, and you're stressing it out, and then you're also stressing it out here, and then you're stressing it out when you're shredding, especially for competitors. So if you're watching this and you're a competitor, listen, there's more to life than just getting that shitty sword and that shit trophy and smelling people's farts in the back while they're getting pumped up, telling you that they're natty. Okay, there's more to life than that. When you're doing a bulk, you want bases, and you really don't want to fuck with orals. So the bases that I ran was Test 250, EQ 300, and I got off EQ just recently, and trend was at 90 to 120. I just got off trend this week. That was my base. That's low, okay? That is low. And what comes down to adding weight and muscle and strength is food, and then if you want to couple more food with more gear, sure, but the food is always going to lead the way. You don't got food, you got nothing, you got dick. You're better off staying natty if you're not going to eat. So when you're eating and you're tacking on that weight, that is the first thing you want to go, okay, I'm going to do a clean bulk, a healthy bulk. I want to keep my doses low. I want the food to carry the weight. You can run, if you actually want to get serious, more of a Matt Grego look, 600 test, 600 EQ, 400 trend. I get it. Then the vascularity is going to be peaking, but now we have to go do bloods more often. If you want to throw in some Superdrol or Anadrol in there, excuse me, that is up to you. But the reason why I don't like orals during my bulk is because I already have a lot of energy. I'm eating, I'm at a surplus. The whole point of doing orals, and when I say orals, it could be injectable Anadrol, injectable Superdrol, injectable Winnie, whatever, that's still an oral. It's a pre-workout booster. It's to enhance your workout. I don't like that on a bulk because it's not needed. I don't need that extra energy. When I take a picture, I'm already thicker, my abs are kind of hindered because I'm bulking, so like, it's not going to enhance my look when I'm doing content much more than a sliver, a fraction, versus when I'm shredding. We'll get back to this. It's everything. The orals are everything. Night and day difference because you can see everything, right? So when bulking, be conscious of that. Don't bulk hard every year, and when you do, keep the doses low. Now, if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. But just know if you do 30 bulks, you are probably signing up for a death in your early 60s or 50s. Okay, probably, and we see it more often than not. Now, that was my bulk, and running 2 IUs of Serostim. 2, not 5, not 8, 2. And I'm gonna run Serostim for another couple months at least. Okay, I love it. It's great. I get all the side effects, the good and the bad, but the bad tells me it's great stuff. The good with the sleep, the recovery, the pumps, it's fantastic. It's the best HGH money can buy. I have 0 regrets. Okay, so I'm gonna do a proper Sero run, 6 to 8 months. I'm entering month 3. Okay, now here, let's get into it. What is my shred stack? What is the best shred stack you can do? This is by far the best for feeling good, looking great, having consistent libido, consistent mood, consistent energy, no fucking like wavy shit that gear usually gives you, and it's because it's a test at 250, Primo at 300, and Masteron at 300. Now, if you can't tolerate that because your estradiol is gonna get tanked, I'm not gonna say that's on you, I'm just gonna say fix that problem. So maybe you need 375 tests with those compounds. Maybe you need 500 tests with those compounds, but if that's the case, I would lower the other compounds. If it's too much on your anti-estrogenic profile, I don't like running testosterone beyond 375. To be honest, for my clients, and I don't do too much coaching anymore, and we'll get into that too, of why, but 250 is great when you're doing a shred because it keeps the water retention down. And then when you're adding the Primo and the Masteron, that really takes the water retention off. So whatever you can blend with the 250 test base is perfect for your shred. Okay, and trust me, your body can tolerate some Primo and some Mast. 9 out of 10 people. I feel bad for that 1 out of 10 that it can't. So that is my base for my oils. Now, when I want to go to the gym and get that, now I'm getting really shredded. It's month 2, or it's month, 2.5, I'm really starting to enter peak phase, but I'm not there yet. The orals are going to start to make a really big difference on your physique. 10 milligrams of Superdrol, 10 milligrams or 25 milligrams of Anadrol combined, 2-3 times a week. That's not bad. Trust me. If you want to do that every day for 6 weeks, yeah, you're going to fuck up your lipids. Your AST and ALT will be elevated. Okay, but 2-3 times a week, especially if you're doing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because when we get to the weekend, we like to drink, right? Because I like to fucking party. So I'm not going to take that shit. And if I take it on a Saturday, I'm not going to take it on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's how I think in my head. I'm like, okay, I just did Superdrol. Maybe I dropped an oral 10 milligrams and I got bombed later at night. Fuck shoddy. And now I'm like, oh, you know, like if I want to be responsible, Sunday I'm just probably my rest day, or I'm going to do some cardio and core. Monday I'm just going to suck it up for chest and just maybe take some T-ball, which is extremely mild. And Tuesday's leg day. I don't really like to do orals on leg day anyways. A lot of people watching this and go, oh, you're missing out. Yeah, but I don't really need them for leg day. If I'm going to do something for leg day, halo testing. Fuck, 10 milligrams of halo testing. So that's the oil portion. The oral portion I gave to you 2-3 times a week, the harder stuff, but light dose. 10 milligrams of super, or 25 of Anadrol, or if you're feeling lucky, both. Then when you're not using those, 2-3 times a week, 30 milligrams of Anavar, 30 milligrams of T-ball, mine are cut in 30s, maybe yours are 25, or just you want to do 50 of Anavar or 50 of T-ball, something lighter, 2-3 times a week. Okay, but definitely at least once a week, preferably 2 if you're drinking. If I'm drinking, I usually take 2 days off orals because I want to give my liver a little break. I don't want to stress it out. You know, I'm trying to get the best of both worlds. So you have to mix and match in your brain. You have to understand, okay, like I need to be responsible. This is what I'm doing. And what's also going to help you with that is I've done over 50, 60 blood tests on myself in the past 10, 11 years on cycle, like just on cycle, like I'm like manic, like just, okay, I gotta see where my AST, ALT's at. I gotta see where my lipids are at. Everything is always perfect except for my HDL. Okay, and I'm just being candid. Like my HDL is always in the low 20s. I don't like that. I take fish oil, berberine, plant sterols, you know, but I like my DHTs. You know, even I just did a little bit of trend and took it back down to 20, a little bit of trend. And I'm getting a little older. I'm 34 years old, so I have to be more conscious of that. Now my ApoB, if you guys are doing bloods and you really want to know how healthy your lipids are, you get ApoB. You check that. It's an in-depth look of, you know, if anything's out of whack, you open that layer and you really look like, do I need to worry? And ApoB will tell you if it's actually like bad plaque or if it's just gentle plaque, essentially. So if you're in range in ApoB, everything's okay. It's one of the crucial 7 markers that you need to check, and that one stands for your lipid profile, okay? So we have those going on for the shred. Oils, I talked to you about how I'm doing my orals or injectables for pre-workout. Now, this is where I become aggressive. This is where people go, oh, this guy's fucking nuts. I don't care. Retatrutide is the healthiest thing, the best thing you can take in 2026 out of anything. It makes you insulin sensitive, and also on top of that, besides the agonists and all that shit it does for your metabolism, and weight suppression, and not eating, overeating, all that stuff, guys, it keeps your glucose down to the point where now it's a cancer preventative. Excuse me. It prevents cancer in the pancreas. It just makes so much sense too. Okay, so if you're regulating blood sugar like that, if you're keeping things at a less harmful stability condition, why wouldn't I want to take that? I take it up to 20 to 24 mgs last year when I was peaking. Oh, bullshit. It's not bullshit. I did it for 6 or 7 months before I got there. You can't just start day one. Now, I did a TikTok on this the other day. I'm 2.5 weeks in. I'm back at 10 milligrams after a month break. I have a high tolerance. That's with my 1776 product and my South Beach product. I just can tolerate a lot of Retta. It's like smoking weed. You need more and more and more to get higher and higher and higher. Retta, I can just tolerate, but my skin's super sensitive right now to touch up clothes and stuff. If you know, you know. But I don't care. I'm shredding up. I've lost like 6 or 7 pounds. Like I got another, 15 to 20 to go. I'm not in a rush, which gets me to my next point. I'm running my Retta for the duration of my cut. Now, in a smaller area, but still a long period of time, call it 3 months, out of my 5-month shred, 6-month shred, for half of that time, I'll be running T3. T3 shits on retatrutide for fat loss. Shits on it. Now, I run it at 100 micrograms, but I start at 25, and I go to 50. And I get there pretty quick, within 2 weeks. And then I go 75 for like a week, and then I cut the bullshit and go straight to 100. And I'm at 100 for like 2 months. Okay? So that first process took me about a month, and then 100 for like 2 months, and then maybe another 2 weeks to wean off. So I'm at like 3.5 months. It sounds about right. So 100, 50, 25 off, because you can't just pull it. It's a thyroid manipulating hormone. You need to be careful with it. My thyroid's always good afterwards, knock on wood. My mom's got thyroid issues. I'm down to dance, I'm down to risk it a little bit, knock on wood. I don't take my health for granted, but I am, the only thing that I'm extreme with in any of my cycles, that anything I've told you with my cuts or my bulks, is my T3 use. I will take it to 100. I don't know anybody that goes to 100. Here's everything. I've taken my clients to 100, many of them. How do you think I get such wicked transformations with them? But I wean them off properly, and we have had no issues with blood work. No, like, oh, I fucked up my shit. Like, no. Okay. And a little secret: when your thyroid, when you get off from T3, from an aggressive T3 run, or even just a moderate one, you are going to have a slower metabolism. So you definitely want some retatrutide or some clenbuterol, something to mask that issue while your thyroid recovers. Give it a month or two. Everybody's different. Okay. So, but that's a different video for another time. So now I've had my Reta running base for my 6-month shred. 3 to 3.5 months I'm running my T3, and two different times, always 2 different times, smaller duration. I'll go like clenbuterol for 3 weeks. I'll go 20 up to 80 micrograms, and then I'll go to, I'll take it down to 20. I'll get off for 2-3 weeks, and I'll do it again. But that's a shorter duration within my T3 use, within my Reta use, right? So that's how I manipulate. That's how I get super fucking shredded. I got to 5%. No bullshit. If you saw the content, you saw it. Veins from my dick to my stomach, eating junk food, no cardio to very limited cardio, didn't even have energy for cardio. And I did a video again on TikTok where I go, I really think the reason why I was really hungry on 20 milligrams, 24 milligrams, because I had all these fat burners, especially even the Reta, working for me at the same time, where it doesn't, it's like, the appetite suppression goes out the door. Like, bro, bitch, you need to fucking eat. Like, your body's like, we need to eat. We are incinerating fat. We are incinerating glycogen. You need to eat. So I go to In-N-Out. I'll start my day with donuts. I post all this on my story. If you know, you know. And if you're on here, you probably know already, because you're a real one. You're on this account. It's not like we're popping off here. So that is the 2 most important things you can do for a bulk and for a shred. If you are watching this and you want me to coach you, let me tell you something. I don't coach anymore, but I will if you want to pay. I have a price point because I wanted to build something to scale. I couldn't build PED coaching. That's how I became rich at first. I couldn't build that to scale. There's only one of me. I can only talk to so many people at once. I don't want another Anthony Pachella lookalike, or I don't want to hire people to try and do what I do, because it's a liability. This is PED coaching. Okay, so I needed to get into something I could build to scale. I was selling peptides and then starting my peptide brokerage, where people come in, they learn how to sell, they build their own market, and they drop ship peptides to their buyers. Could be business to business, could be B2C, it should be B2C. It's intended for B2C, with B2B being a bonus. I do teach people how to do that. If you want to pay a premium where you do $750 a month, then I will put you into the brokerage. You get your product for cheap. I'll teach you how to use it, because the better you look, the better your content's going to be, the more money you're making me when you're making sales, and I'll teach you how to sell. And so you get coaching and you get the brokerage. So if you want me to coach you, that is the price. I do not coach anymore like standard tier or anything like that, because I don't have time for it, and it's really not, the money that I was charging is no longer worth my time. So if you can tell when you're watching this that there's just a no bullshit approach, there really isn't. I know where to move the dial, and I know where to keep the dial. So the gear's always got to be ran on the lower side. I think people are losing their minds running testosterone at 500, 600 milligrams and getting used to those doses. Good luck seeing if your dick works in like 5 years. Your body's getting used to operating so high that when you cruise at 200, 250, which I don't even think 250 is a cruise. I think that's like starting to enter like a super cruise area. Like you're having dick issues at 250, like I feel bad for you. So, and that's why I learned about this. My dick didn't work at 23, 15 to 23, I lifted natural. I did my first stack, 500 tests. The first few weeks, dick turned off. Go to my doctor. How do I fix this issue? He goes, get off. Just get off. It's not the answer. Get off. I'm making crazy gains. I'm talking to better looking girls. I'm not going to get off. So I had to take matters into my own hands, and at that point I became a student of the game. And if you're new here, welcome.